Authorities in the Philippines are warning that a volcano near the capital could be on the verge of a dangerous eruption.
Thousands of people have fled their homes in the Philippines, seeking safer ground away from the danger zone of a possible volcanic eruption.
Nagbuga ng makapal na usok at abo ang bulkang Taal kanina.
Alin patuloy yung ashfall na nararanasan namin dito sa may Talisay, Batangas at mga
43 years after the previous eruption in 1977, the Taal Volcano, one of the most active volcanoes in the Philippines, once again spewed ashes from its main crater, measuring about 15 kilometers with frequent volcanic lightning seen in the sky. This resulted in the suspension of classes and work schedules in areas of Calabarzon and Metro Manila, while flight operations were cancelled in the rest of the country. As volcanic activities in Taal intensified, wet ashfall rained. Lethal volcanic gases were continuously released, and numerous fissures began to appear in which residents were compelled to flee to safety. What was once a prominent tourist getaway became a ghost town after residents were forbidden from coming back from their ash-covered homes. A meeting was called upon by the Special Committee on Disaster Response at the Calabarzon PNP Regional Headquarters to implement further humanitarian assistance and disaster response measures. The Philippine Coast Guard played a crucial role as Task Force Taal was activated under the leadership of Commodore Artemio Abu as its commander, together with the Philippine Coast Guard District in Southern Tagalog, headed by Commodore Leopoldo Panopio as Deputy Commander, in coordination with the Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office and the Office of the Civil Defense Incident Management Team in Batangas. The Coast Guard called for more action in assisting the victims due to the phreatic eruption of the Taal Volcano. A number of floating assets, land mobility, and additional hundreds of troops were augmented to intensify assistance to the evacuees amid the Taal eruption. An urgent memorandum was issued by the Regional Director of the Department of Interior and Local Government Region 4A on the implementation of total lockdown for the 14-kilometer radius danger zone for its susceptibility to ballistic projectiles and base surges. In compliance to the memorandum, the Task Force Taal worked non-stop in moving out of harm's way hundreds of families within the danger zone to safer evacuation areas. Strong partnership made with the local government unit, most especially with the provincial governor, who is the chairman of the Disaster Response Committee, delegated the PCG as Camp Security Force of the Batangas Sports Complex, being the largest evacuation center for the displaced people due to the volcanic eruption. As a response, anti-explosive canine teams, Special Operation Force, and additional security personnel were deployed to conduct paneling, sanitation, and inspection of all vehicles entering the premises of the facility to ensure safety of the evacuees. Amid being exposed to the health hazards, as the entire coastline of Taal Lake falls within the high-risk area, the task force have tirelessly removed motor bankas off the Taal Lake shore in compliance to the DILG directive. The Philippine Coast Guard, together with the other law enforcement authorities, have apprehended 3 motor bankas and 10 residents of different barangays for fishing within a declared high-risk area. The Coast Guard continues to patrol the lake to block dozens of attempts by residents returning to their homes and highly advise local fishermen to cease fishing for the time being. The PCG has significantly figured out as uniform, armed, and humanitarian service. The agency also assisted in loading, unloading, transporting, and distributing of relief goods, food packs, and hygiene kits from the PCG auxiliary, other local government agencies, and private sectors, which soon pitched help in giving in-kind donation for the affected families. The PCG also assisted in the preparation and distribution of hot meals to feed the growing number of evacuees in several towns in Batangas. In a recent port call visit of the China Coast Guard, N95 face masks for evacuees experiencing health-related issues caused by inhaled asphalt, and boxes of food packs were donated by the Chinese counterparts and were shipped to the PCG's 44 multi-role response vessel, BRP to Bataha. Additional rescue personnel were also ferried to the vessel, which arrived last 16 January 2020 in Batangas port. The Philippine Coast Guard Civil Relations Service has also conducted a massive medical mission in Mataas na Kahoy, Batangas for approximately 900 evacuees as part of the PCG's humanitarian and disaster response operations. A number of trapped, domesticated, and farmed animals and volunteers from People for Ethical Treatment of Animals or PETA were also put into safety after they were left in an island in San Isidro, Batangas during the evacuation of several trapped animals. Two mentally impaired persons who were unknowingly left behind during the evacuation in Agoncillo, Batangas were also jointly rescued with the PCG, Bureau of Fire Protection, and Municipal Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office in Lemery, Batangas. The Philippine Institute for Volcanology and Seismology has lowered the alert level over Taal to a delimited zone of 7-kilometer radius around Taal's main crater. As the primary agency responsible to enforce the 7-kilometer radius danger zone, a total of 100 buoy markers with a distance of 250 meters in between were installed by forces of the Philippine Coast Guard around the Taal Lake in order to prevent people from going back to the island, where it is considered as a permanent danger zone.
Dito natin ipapakita na we are true to our words, na tayo ay humanitarian uniform and service. Inihalitulad ko yan sa isang barko na lulubog, hindi pwedeng tayo ang unang tatalon. So sa sitwasyon nito, we will be the last to depart. Tayo ang kahuli-huliang aalis.
Amidst of this all, the PCG assures affected individuals that more assistance are underway to ensure their safety and well-being in these trying times in southern Luzon. Exposure to disaster risk presents a world with challenge. With this, the Philippine Coast Guard will remain steadfast and be one with the country in building a more resilient nation. Bangon Batangas, Batangas Magiting.
Babangon tayo, susulong tayo. Bawat araw na ito, may tapang na di susuko. Ano man ang iyong harapin, walang di kakayanin.